I know what you guys are probably thinking. Damn, I thought the subway guy was in jail. No, I'm not the subway guy. I just look like a creepy little bastard, that's all. But hey, if there are any single ladies in the audience, well, I can't promise you a foot long, maybe at least a 6-inch. Speaking of subs, I did have a kind of an odd experience with a sub delivery service, though. It didn't go the way I expected. It was called Grindr. Oh yeah, they know. Definitely not the sub. Definitely not the full-longs I was looking for. Well, my name's Chris Waldeck. I come here all the way from Palm Beach, Florida. Woo. The place where rich New Yorkers go when it's time to die. It's also known as the home of Casey Anthony, Vanilla Ice, and its greatest export is still Hooters. Now, I went to FSU for my bachelor's and my master's, and my first job, much like the Florida State Seminoles this season, started off as a massive disappointment. I started off doing duck boat tours down South Florida. Oh yeah, that should be a trigger warning for you in the back, but the rest of the set will remain foul. Oh, thank you for the chuckles up there, LA. I'm so glad that quacks you up. Oh man, I actually, believe it or not, tried to get a job over in San Francisco at one time. I tried applying, and then I saw how ridiculously expensive the housing was. Literally, in San Francisco right now, it's about $500 a month to rent a box in someone else's apartment. I mean, to be fair though, it is in the tech industry, and I mean, the recruiters there do say they are looking for the total package. Oh, there you go. A smart joke, it takes a little bit to... Oh man, I remember before college, my parents were like, wow, Chris, you're going to college, you're really going places. And then after college, it was like, well, Chris, you went places, all right? From your bed all the way to the couch. Now that'll be about $200 a month in rent, plus the $60 bathroom fee you'll be sharing with the Airbnb guy now occupying your room. Oh man, I know you guys are probably, you guys are probably just looking at me right now and you're like, damn, that dude has been single for a very, very long time. It's weird though, because my friends always say that when they look at me, they say that I look like a real lady killer. Oh yeah, they know back there, they're looking at me right now, they're like, oh yeah, that dude looks like he's got multiple women underneath his floorboard. When I walk on the sidewalk in the middle of the night, women usually run from me because when they see me, they think it's purge night. I'm always getting offered jobs at CVS Pharmacy because people say when they look at me that I'm good marketing. They say that I'm a good reminder to use protection. And if I was a life-size doll, I'd be the elf on the shelf. Except I wouldn't be an elf, I'd be in your shelf. You should probably call 911. Oh man. Yeah, I know. At this point, the only time I'm getting laid is when I'm laid to rest. Oh man. I'll tell you one thing though, ladies and gentlemen, is that one thing I can't tell me is that if I ever do get laid, it's going to be probably just from that person just like, completely, like drunk, just got off a bad relationship. It just seems like a kind of a blur on the side of the wall, and it's just like, well, it's a dick. And the love life would pretty much be described as essentially gas station coffee. It's not the best quality. It might stain your teeth a little bit, but it gets the job done. It's probably just in some remote rural area where you just had no choice but to stop. Yeah, and basically you can summarize my love life as essentially Lance Armstrong's testicles. Single, lonely, and barely redeemable because I still have a job. I'll let that dangle with some of you guys for a little bit. I know before I came over here to Vegas, I actually used to do a really weird job. I used to do political canvassing. I know, right? I was basically just one of those guys who got paid by the politicians essentially just to go door to door, dropping off flyers, get paid to listen to the people for them, essentially. And boy, are they pissed. I know, right? You're probably looking at me right now, you're like, and it's the same question I ask myself, how the fuck did I get that job? I mean, seriously, look at me. I look like the attack ad that you'd run against the candidate that I'm representing. I mean, I don't even think the Jehovah's Witnesses would hire me. I'm so fucking creepy looking. People, if I was a Jehovah's Witness, they'd probably see me at the door. I'd probably look like that Reverend Kane guy from Poltergeist, just like, walking up to the door. Oh man, I also went to some. I used to work in some really small towns. Like, you're in a small town and the hottest nightclub is the local Applebee's. Yeah, you ever been in a small town where I used to canvass and there's 1,000 people, and then I have to go canvass a town with about 200 people. Of course you're trying to blend in, so they ask you where you're from. You say, oh, just that little town next door. They're like, oh shit, we got ourselves a big city bowl out here now, don't we? I know I went to Montana. Let me tell you, that's a real old school state over in Montana, man. Oh yeah, old school. What town is old school in the old West, man? When you go there and the millennials ask you if you read the paper in the morning. I know I went walking around and I know one interesting thing, there's actually more casinos on blocks than McDonald's over in Montana. I'm not even kidding. Really, Google a street, you'll see casinos. There's even more casinos by schools than McDonald's. I mean, it makes sense nowadays, Nowadays, the education system is a bit of a gamble, so it kind of makes a little bit of sense. So in Vegas right now, I'm doing a little bit of ride share. Anyone here doing Lyft or Uber? Yeah, I do Lyft right now. I'm currently upgrading, though, to the no loyalty program, which means Lyft and Uber. Though I'm a little bit scared of Uber right now, though. I don't know if you heard, but over in Michigan, an Uber driver actually murdered 6 people in between his ride shares he was giving. 6 people, he murdered them. That's not a joke. That's a real story. Jesus, a shared ride is scary enough. It's even scarier when you have to share the lotion on the skin. I know, last week probably wasn't too bad though for shared ride. Probably the only time someone's excited for a shared ride is when it is the ABN convention. Oh, yeah, I know. I never understood why I couldn't get a good, ideal corporate job. Seriously, when people look at me, don't I just look like the ideal office bitch when people are looking at me? I literally look like the fall guy for any scandal that the company has. They just look at me and they're just like, yep, it was probably him. They just look at my face. I look like the only guy that would actually live for the morning meetings. I actually did start, though. I actually am in a new town now that I moved in here. I actually live with 7 other people. That's why I have 7 roommates where I live. There's a pro to that. Plenty of marijuana. I know you're probably surprised I enjoy marijuana because when you look at me, you don't usually have high expectations. But the other good pro about it, the only con, though, thin walls. Because then I have to listen to 7 people with a better sex life than me. It's even worse when your roommate with the best sex life also has the biggest stutter. Because you're trying to sleep, it's taking this dude forever to come. I have found a good solution to being single, though, ladies and gentlemen. I started going a bit more vegetarian. And I know what you're probably thinking, how does being a vegetarian help you when you're single? Well, it's simple. It means you don't go full vegan, so you can still enjoy eggs, because when you're single and lonely, you gotta eat some chicks out somehow. Alright, much like my relationships is set as over easy, so ladies and gentlemen, like the eggs, so ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great night.
You guys give up Christopher Waldeck. Nice. You guys, that's funny.